Wakisashi's Tea House. Konnichiwa minasan, this is Gray from Wakisashi's Tea House over in Japan. I'm excited today because I'm talking about this. It's issue 2 of Batman the Imposter. It came out today, Tuesday, November 9th, and it's priced at $5.99. Now it's a little bit pricey because this is Black Label, it's 48 pages, it's high quality. Well, I have the digital version, so I don't get the paper unfortunately, but it looks amazing, this issue. I enjoyed issue 1, but I think issue 2 is even better. Now, this one's written by Mattson Tomlin, and it's got art by the wonderful Andrea Sorrentino. So, what is this issue about? Well, the story continues from issue 1. There's an imposter out, killing in Batman's name, and Bruce Wayne, Batman, young, hungry, annoyed, angry, he's trying to hunt him down. He's getting help from a detective, Blair Wong, who we met in the last issue. Okay, let me show you one of the variant covers here. This one is by Lee Bermejo, or is it Bermejo? Look at that. There she is, Detective Wong, GCPD. You've got Batman in the background. Great cover. So, what's so good about this comic? It's exciting, it's dark, it's gritty. The artwork, the panel work is unbelievable. Wait till you see it. I couldn't resist but had to show you. Here's an example of the art. Look at this double page spread. Look at the panels, the colours, the breakdown, the design. How cool does it look? Okay, back to the review. I like the style, I like the real adult nature to it. There's a real feel of Robert Pattinson's bat suit in this. You know, it looks very much like what I've seen from the trailer. There's so much action and yeah, it's an intriguing story which has left me wanting to know more. What more can you ask for? Do you know, I've been losing a bit of faith recently with DC Comics and Marvel, who I don't even read hardly anymore. But this has been a great series. It's only 2 issues and there's only one more left. It finishes at issue 3. So hop on board, let's get into the story. Let's see where we go from here. Keep watching, okay? Here we go. The issue opens with Leslie Tompkins in bed, asking herself, is she doing the right thing? She's checking Bruce Wayne's file. In the background we see a newspaper saying, Batman claims another victim. Then we get a flashback with a younger Leslie Tompkins interviewing Bruce Wayne. He's been kicked out of boarding school for fighting. And she thinks to herself, this young man is very scary and very smart. If he can't learn to control his demons, he could become his own worst enemy. And then we see a younger Alfred, Bruce Wayne's butler, and he's asking Dr. Tompkins for help. He's saying that the staff of the manor are all afraid of Bruce. He's so angry, the smallest thing can set him off. I'm not a parent, Dr. Tompkins. I'm not a therapist. I'm a butler, and I don't know what to do. Can't you give him something? So Alfred's asking for medication for Bruce, and Dr. Tompkins is not having it. And then we hear that the butler quit soon after. What's going on here? This is like a real another world, an Elseworlds, it has to be. So Bruce has grown up without Alfred by the sounds of it. Dr. Tompkins. Batman arrives in Leslie's apartment and she's saying, the deal was you'd be here at dawn. Come on, let me patch you up. And she asks what happened tonight, and he tells her that he's trying to catch the imposter and he thinks he has to be everywhere at once. Then on the next page there's a double page spread. Let's just stop a minute and look at this. How fantastic is this? How beautiful. The layout, the use of the panels, the muted colours. I like the red borders on some of the panels. We see Bruce as Batman doing detective work, trying to track down the imposter. He's figured out that at the Wesker Capitol building there's a surveillance network in there that if he can access, perhaps he can find out who this Batman imposter is, where he's working, where he's hiding out. I came prepared, but why should anything be easy? Then we see Batman inside the building. He's approaching a guard. Can I help you? Hey! Thunk! He gets knocked out. Then we turn the page to another stunning double page spread, where the action is broken down into smaller panels. Some are red, some are blue, the colours are muted, dark, atmospheric. Batman thought he'd knocked the guy out, but he hasn't, and a big fight ensues. And then there are 2 of them, they're shooting at him, he's running. There's a big scuffle, smash, bang, he goes out the window. But the guard grabs him by the cape. He catches his cape somehow. Batman pulls out one of his mini shurikens and he cuts the cape, frees himself and falls. Crack! Batman finds himself in a dark room. He puts on his torch and then we see the face of the younger Wesker's son. The son is asking Batman, I was hoping I could ask you to kill my father because he's one of the bad guys. Bruce tells Leslie that he didn't answer Wesker. You felt sorry for him, didn't you? And then she asks, so what's happening with your detective? If you remember from the first issue, Detective Blair Wong. In the flashback, we see that she's come to Bruce's mansion. And Bruce invites her in to try some of the 800 pounds of chai he has. What do you need 800 pounds for? I like to buy things in bulk. Okay, let's pause again here for another double-page spread by Sorrentino. Look at this. I love the design, the circle, a spiral leading to the centre. It's a gargoyle. Does it look like Bruce as a bat? It could be. And what's happening here, basically, Detective Wong's been asking Bruce about if he knows what happened to a bunch of motorcycles which were stolen. She thinks the imposter Batman is using these bikes to travel around and they're stored at secret locations. And then she's asking Bruce, how'd you get the bruises on your face? And he makes some story about martial arts classes and a master who enjoys slapping around one of the members of the 1%. Okay, next we catch up with the news and we're hearing more about the Batman body count. It's risen to 10. They're made up of murderers, dealers, traffickers, and they believe they were killed by the Batman. Here, Leslie's confronting Bruce, asking why is he interested in Detective Blair Wong? And of course, Bruce is getting to know her because he thinks that he can find out what they know, what the police know about the imposter and the real Batman. Leslie accuses Bruce of manipulating the woman charged with catching the Batman. Bruce gets Detective Wong to agree to meet up in a diner and they sit down for coffee. It turns out that Detective Wong's parents were killed in front of her too. What a coincidence. And Bruce is saying, I'm sorry for your parents. And she says, it's okay. And then he replies, no, it's not. That's what we say to people who don't understand. And then Bruce invites her out for dinner. What is this? Says Detective Wong. You're the detective, detective. Bruce takes Detective Wong out for dinner and we see in a sequence of panels, it appears that Bruce is falling in love. Or is he? Now let's pause a minute on this double page spread again. What a beautiful design. Dark, moody. In the background you can see the face of a bat, kind of blurry, grey. There's a red umbrella and a red top that Detective Wong's wearing. It's a lovely use of minimal colours, the great contrast in the red, black and whites here. Okay, let me skip ahead a few pages. Here we find that Bruce has stayed the night at Detective Wong's apartment, and while she sleeps, he puts a USB into her notebook and downloads some files. I'm not proud of this, but I need the case files on the Batman killings. And Bruce finds there are some connections between the killings. 8 out of the 11 were cellmates at Blackgate. And then there's one more connection which surprises him. 9 out of the 11 victims were sentenced by the same judge. Then we see a shot here of the Gotham Times, and the headline says, Batman claims 12th victim in 60 days. And next we've got Detective Wong visiting Mr. Wesker, and he's asking, I want help. What are you going to do about the masked maniac who was in my building last night? And she wants access to his surveillance network. She wants to see what he's seeing. So Wesker asks, why should I give that to the GCPD? Detective Wong replies, I didn't say to the police, I said give it to me. She checks her surveillance tapes, finds a lead and starts to chase him down with her partner. They're in the car. He's saying, I'll lead, you follow. And she's replying, spare me Hatcher, I'm fully capable. As a Batman on a bike goes flying past, we've got company. Keep your eyes open. I need to make a phone call. And then in front of their car you see 2 police cars pulling out of the way of something. Holy sh! Boom! Something hits the car and they crash. Detective Wong is okay. She's standing and she finds Batman. Don't move. Is she going to shoot? That's where the issue ends for now. Whew, what do you reckon of that? I think I preferred that one to the first issue, and the first issue was brilliant too. That was a great issue. The art was unbelievable by Sorrentino, and I'm really into the story now. I don't know what's going to happen next, but it's all going to be tied up in the last issue, which is number 3. Okay, thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. This is Wakizashi in the tea house saying matane. See ya. Wakizashi's Tea House. Please subscribe.